Hello there, Chatterbout. So today we're off to the Military Museum in Chester, and I've got with me my friend Mike.
Hello.
Hello. And my good lady Diane.
Hi.
We're going to be meeting some other friends there who I'll introduce you to, Ed and Pat. And I'll show you a little bit of the museum and talk about the museum, and at the end of it we'll tell you what we thought of the day. So catch you when we're there. We're now at the Chester Military Museum, or stood outside it, and met up with my other friends, Ed. Say hello, Ed. And Pat. Say hello, Pat.
Hello, Pat.
Hello, Pat. Thank you. Here's the entrance to the museum. There's a rack of weapons here, some of which I'll admit to using. We've got the old Lee Enfield 303 there, which I'm sure my friend Ed will point out the Lee Enfield 303 to you. There you go, there's the Lee Enfield 303. Then after that we've got the Bren gun, otherwise known as the LMG. Next to that is the SLR. With the wooden stock on it, and after that we have got the LSW, which is the support. Yeah, well, Mike will point out the LSW to you, which is the light support weapon, basically the replacement for the Jimpy and the LMG, the SA80 variant, and after that the SA80.
How the cartridge to be prepared did change which was a bit of century in use around best. The idea is a little bit of the powder going to the firepower, so locking it in place. The rest of the cartridge and the musket ball at the top. As you all know, the round one does. So they have to keep going until they basically hear that sound of metal on metal, so they confirm that the musket ball had been compacted into the back of the barrel. Other than that, it says prior to, so they have to get ready for the orders ready. Of course, it was a fire at will, they'd have to stick to blind volley tactics. And this would change depending on where you were at the line. If you're at the front line, you might be stuck kneeling down, holding the thing. Or if you're back the line, you'd have to ready the weapon like this to show that you were ready to go. Does this look comfortable? No. No, it's not at all. But this was apparently standard practice like so. So behind the volley, hold the weapon like this, show you're ready, wait for yours to present. Who would like to do the honours and show fire?
I think that's down to fire. That's your sparks.
Yeah, still sparks. I would actually probably say that from the actual ground itself, well, not the most accurate weapon, the best you can really get for point accuracy might be about 90 yards.
Yeah.
Got a question for you though.
Yep.
Why does everybody always want to fire at will? What did he do?
This will be the Mark 4.
So this is the Lee Enfield, yeah?
Looks like it's already cocked up.
Yeah, well, this one runs safely. Significantly faster than the ground best. Yeah, like I say, this one is the Mark 4. Again, you only saw very minor variations between what was being used in the Great War compared to the Second World War. This one cycled back in 1940, so it was beginning to phase out the other weapons throughout the Second World War period. It could be loaded with a strip of clip to completely load the cartridge, but the Mark 4, this one could actually be removed. But unlike other cartridges, you couldn't really preload, you'd have to kind of load it through the top, down, fix.
Get bundles of 5 rounds and push them down.
Like I say, compared to what this is usually the favourite for most people in the bolt action. Reasonably lightweight, and again, the British Army were a bit late for adopting kind of more like semi-automatic models just because it favoured marksmanship. So our concern that if you had soldiers going for automatic weaponry, they'll just probably unload ammunition after ammunition, he says, and that's kind of why they prefer this kind of model.
Well, it was still in use when I was in as a sniper rifle on track.
As I mentioned before, this one being a breech loader, there's been a mechanism down as such.
And what's this one?
Fire the 2 version of
This is the
that.
Martini head.
That's one of those used ropes drift and things.
Right. But in terms of as you go for like the whole history as well, so this one, I say, it is built to DX, so you don't really get a result. Down the snap, where you see the mechanism for the bullet. But for this one in particular, recoil was considered to be horrendous. And of course, with the firing thing, it was not uncommon to actually hear not only the soldiers having dip bruised, if not dislocated shoulders, shoulder blades on the thing. The main problem they had is that the vibrations ruptured the blood vessels.
Yeah.
So it's not uncommon to hear soldiers having nosebleeds, bleeding from the eyes, ears, and mouth, which I imagine would look pretty much monstrous if it was charging towards them. But again, surprisingly, compared to the Enfield, this is a quite surprising one. So I hope anyone wants to have a this.
This is quite interesting. Something we've really not talked about, which is women of the regiments. And as it says here, wives of soldiers usually followed their husbands. In the early days, women who travelled with the regiment were known as camp followers. Some even masqueraded as men to follow their loved ones and went in as a soldier.
Compared to me.
And for the bikers amongst you, look at this, Rocket 3, Triumph Rocket 3 with custom paintwork on it. Machine guns on the exhaust. What do you think? So what do you think of that, Diane?
Oh, I think it's absolutely brilliant. The designs are lovely.
And here's one of the major highlights of the museum, and I know one that Mikey has been really looking forward to. Haven't you, Mikey?
Oh, yes.
And this is the replica of a World War I trench. And of course, all of us here, Ed and Mike and myself, are members of Models for Heroes, which I will do a chat about production on in the near future. And a lot of modelers do make models of World War trenches, dioramas. Mike's having a good dig. What have you got here, Pat?
I'm just giving some details so that this lovely gentleman can actually, he's going to photocopy all of the
Fourth, yeah.
from what they did. So,
But I believe he's given you some information on your father today as well.
yep. Lots of things that I didn't know.
Yeah, and you said to me he
Actually-
wasn't a territorial,
Yeah, I
and I
didn't think
thought
he was
if
a
he's done the
territorial.
well he was, and he is.
In my
Yeah.
defence,
He was, yeah.
he was 39 when I was born.
Yeah.
So do you get many people asking you about relatives' information?
Oh, we never stop. Never stop. I've got a colleague upstairs, Bill. He would have come down and he's not too good on his feet at the moment. So, yeah, we're full time on research. We get a lot of inquiries. A lot. Well, just before the war, after the First World War, they found they didn't want a big army, so they started reducing it. And what they did, I checked him in the enlistment ledgers as well. He was with the 4th, 5th Battalion.
Yeah.
What they did, they took the 4th from the Wirral and the 5th from Chester and combined
Put
them.
them together, yeah.
So it was virtually, they got rid of
Right.
half the men
Yeah.
over the 2 battalions.
Yeah.
4th, 5th, and then when war broke out, they both separated again and become the 4th and the 5th. The 4th had by far the worst time in Dunkirk.
Yeah, well, this thing you never spoke
They were
about.
victims of a German atrocity, massacre.
The island of Malta.
Oh look, good old ration
I know.
packs.
They're the ones what we used to do. Even the butter. Yeah, water filled up.
Brown biscuits. Ooh.
It's like looking back at the photo, Valley. It's like looking back at the photo.
Or me.
Oh, there you go, Vickers.
Here we have
All the kit.
what we used to call a bed block in the army. Basic training back in the days before it got too easy. You had to make a bed block in the morning by wrapping your blankets and sheets up to make this. This one isn't very good. What they used to do, certainly when I was a platoon sergeant, was drop a coin on it, and if the coin didn't bounce, the bed block went out the window, even if it was pissing down the rain. And you normally get about 10 minutes to make it ready again for re-inspection. And if you still failed, you ended up visiting the guard commander, which wasn't fun. Was it, Ed?
Definitely not. We'll probably make these machine guns.
And here's one of the weapons that are missing from the front. I said to me, it's missing. It's the SMG, submachine gun. And of course it was famously used in Star Wars as well, but painted white. Of course, when we were talking about the weapons at the front, I did mention the fact that the SLR used to have a wooden stock and then they changed it to a plastic stock. Well, here's a plastic stock SLR. This one's got the bayonet fitted to it. Well, this is 58 pattern webbing, the stuff you used to wear on top of your uniform or your combat dress. And this modern stuff is made of nylon, so it doesn't take the water in, whereas this used to get absolutely soaked through and become really heavy and uncomfortable. And there's even an outside area here with some bigger exhibits. And here we go, we have got a Fox armoured vehicle and a Ferret armoured vehicle. Both of which were in service, I've got to say, when I joined up. We have a couple of Army dispatch motorcycles and a dispatcher. Quite often with Royal Signals set up doing this job. This particular bike here, I've got fond memories of riding one of these in Germany as a dispatch rider, and coming up at night to a crossroads in a German village, and the headlight fell off and shot across the road, and I had to do the rest of the journey with a right angled torch. Not much fun really. And here we have a temporary exhibition room where they put, well, temporary exhibitions, I suppose. There's all kinds of stuff in here.
It's not a A1 with the Picatinny rail system. By the time the Picatinny rails came in, they'd already got rid of the A1.
And here's a little gift shop as you leave the museum. And I've got to say, there's a lot of good stuff here, and very, very, very competitively priced. Indeed, not your normal rip-off museum prices. So if you do come and visit the museum, make sure that you support it by buying something. So there you go, that's the Military Museum in Chester, and it's been really, really good. Thoroughly enjoyed it, can highly recommend it. What do you think of it, Diane?
Absolutely brilliant.
And I'm sure Mike's got something to say about it.
Yeah, I loved it. It's great fun.
Loved it. Ed, what did you think of the museum? Can you recommend it?
Excellent.
How about Pat?
Very, very good. Obviously, we're going to be back again.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, certainly if you're in Chester or near Chester or not even, it's well worth the trek to the museum. And as I said at the start, parking is really difficult, but if you contact the museum and you're a veteran, I'm sure they'll arrange parking for you nearby, especially if you're disabled. So definitely take a visit to the Cheshire Military Museum, and as I said earlier, don't forget to support them by buying something from the shop and putting something in their collecting tin, or their collecting shell rather. So for now, ta-ta.